I'm Nimish and I'm currently pursuing postgraduate diploma in business management in XLRI Jamshedpur in the batch of 2024. I originally hail from Uttar Pradesh, but I have been living in Mumbai since my childhood, and I've completed my education up to 12th standard. Post that, I'm a chemical engineer by trade at NIT Jaipur, and I have 3 years of work experience in the fields of financial services and edtech startups. Obviously, I did appear for XAT 2022, where I scored 99.94 percentile, and I have scored 100 percentile in Quant as well. Thank you. In terms of my preparation, the majority chunk of my preparation was done in CAT itself. So about preparing for that, it was just that I had to align my strategy for the particular paper and obviously practice a lot of mocks and sectional papers, especially the decision making part, which is something new compared to compared to CAT. In terms of my preparation, I obviously relied on mocks from 2 coaching institutes, namely Crack2 and IMS, and I also was solving previous year question papers of XAT. Let's say last 5 years. In terms of my preparation, again, I just made sure that I was taking a bit more time when it comes to solving a problem, because XAT literally gives you a bit more time to solve compared to CAT. And obviously there was also an essay writing that we had to practice, so reading newspapers, reading up articles on the newspapers, articles on an app. You have an app called Napoli, where you can go through some articles of past and present, just so that you are keeping up to date with the current affairs. So my preparation strategy was more or less just to practice, keep reading for verbal section, keep reading for current affairs, and with quants and decision making, it was just that you prepare with mocks and previous year question papers very critically. So for the time that I allocated for quant during the exam was pretty much in the same proportion as I would say for the exam. So it's a 165 minute paper when you exclude the general knowledge and the essay. So I was roughly giving around 50 to 55 minutes. When it comes to my how different it is from CAT, with CAT it's going to be more like a formula based question where you simply apply and you get the formula, but it's a bit more conceptual. So even if you don't know the formula, you can still work it out and solve it as well. So in terms of that, it will be slightly a notch more difficult, but it will be certainly more based on how you are able to interpret the question and work through the solution. The main focus for quant would be to brush up on topics like geometry, to brush up on algebra and numbers as well, because these are quite important. Probability, maybe you can, but I think the 3 topics that I mentioned earlier are going to be like the fundamental base for them. Do practice data interpretation, because that also comes. There will be, I think, 1 or 2 sets, and it will be data heavy, it will be calculation heavy. So you try to just not get the exact answer, but try to get a gist of, get a ballpark answer, which the options will help you. My biggest advice for quant would be, whatever you are able to attempt it first. If there's a question that you are not able to solve, leave it, move on quickly, and keep it for later. Right, so for the resources that I would prefer using for XAT, obviously I had 2 mocks that I subscribed to. One was from Crack2, that was 5 full-length mocks, and again an IMS would also have 5 full-length mocks. The reason being that I am suggesting to use 2 different mocks is just to have different varying difficulty levels, which will definitely help in your preparation, and obviously you will be more exposed to a broader set of questions in terms of varieties. Past year papers are a must, I would say, especially if you are appearing, let's say, for 2023. then I would say 2018 to 2022, please do look at the papers, because that will be a great insight of how the paper is going to come. For the specifically for Quant, the difficulty level has been somewhat the same throughout the last 5 papers that I have been solving as practice, and it was the same for 2022 as well when I appeared for them. So it's just about, I'm assuming that at CAT you would have already brushed up concepts, so it's just about you keep practicing it, and if there's one concept that you want to refine, you can always do that. Given that the paper is on 8 January, you guys have 1 week more than us, so make full use of that time that you will have additionally. In terms of more practicing, I think sectionals may just help, but I think I would still suggest you to give full length mocks, because that will help you in managing time. And again, it depends on you how much time you want to give for the section. I would suggest give 50 to 55 minutes would be more than enough, and try targeting a 95 percentile or 99th percentile depending upon your capability. For the other sections, just a brief tip: decision making past your papers is a must. For decision making, this is the biggest funda that I can give you. And for verbal, keep reading, and obviously do brush up a grammar a little bit. Thank you.